What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 199. 199, baby.
Ooh. That elusive 200 is right around the corner.
We close to 200. We close to 200. Yeah, 199 episodes. Holy shit. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that. You know, like, holy crap, that's a lot of shit that we've talked about.
A lot
of nerd talk. A lot of nerd talk.
A lot of random shit that we've talked about too. That's not even directly nerd talk. It's just off the wall. I mean, we've looked back at it a couple different times. Like, I mean, jousting people.
Yeah, medieval times.
Yeah, beats by butthole.
Horses beats by butthole. we'll reminisce of the days on episode 200. Yeah. But for now, for those who are listeners for the first time, welcome. Good God. I mean, you're a little late into the game, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not like this is an episodic story. I mean, I feel like every week we get better at doing this shit. So maybe, but you know, whatever. But each and every single week, Brody and I discuss gaming news from around the interwebs and beyond, and bring it to your ears on every major podcast platform and your eyes also on YouTube. Our podcast goes live every Friday morning at the butt crack of dawn for your commute. And you're able to watch our YouTube live every Thursday night at 9 p.m.-ish when we're trying to get rid of crummy old Google Chrome extensions that keep fucking our experience up.
Yeah, you sneaky little bastards.
Yeah. So beyond that, guys, follow us at on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. And again, subscribe to our podcast if you haven't subscribed so far. And tell your friends we're available on every single major podcast platform, including Pandora. It's been months. But Pandora, what's up? What's wrong?
You're like laughing. I just noticed that you changed on our Diggity channel. It now says GME Diamond Hands.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I got to support the.
That's awesome.
You got to support the great causes, you know?
So, that's right.
Because that shit's messed up.
It is absolutely insane.
So I'm probably going to pull my shit off Robinhood, I think, in like the next couple weeks. Because.
Yeah.
Again, Citadel tried to pull it, so I'm kind of not cool with that. But then again, what platform is good for that, right?
That's very true. In the end, they kind of all did it. So
yeah, that's right. Just like 5 minutes away from each other. But before we get into news or upcoming game releases, what have you been playing this week, my friend?
I finished Persona 5 Royal. This will be the last week you will hear me say I am playing Persona 5 Royal
until another version comes out.
No, we're done. I mean, I may go play Persona 4 Golden, but not Persona 5 Royal. No, I gotta take a break, man. I need a break from Persona. Finally done with it.
Yep.
I played some Super Mario 3D World. I played some Smash Bros. The kids challenged me to them versus me.
Did you kick their ass?
Absolutely.
Good.
You have to
put
them in their place. If you let them win, they will become cocky, and we don't want that.
No.
So yeah, in this household, I don't play easy on them. Sorry. Some people won't like it.
That's all right. You know what? That's whatever. You know.
They get big heads as is.
You pay the bills.
That's right. And then we've played quite a bit of Fall Guys this week.
Yeah, we have. Originally, like we're kind of like Fall Guys. You jump in and it's whatever. But like when it's two people playing it, even when like you're over the internet, like you're not split screen at all, obviously. It is. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's a good time. It's a good old time, and we're like. You and I were both trying to save up for crowns to get Cuphead Mugman, which Cuphead's live now.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah, he's already been out like a full day.
Yeah, we got to jump in there.
Yeah, I gotta get some more crowns because I'm short right now. So, I gotta go up like 3 or 4 levels yet.
That's all right. We'll get there. We were doing pretty good. We were making it like on average. We were making it like 3rd round.
This is true.
There's some bullshit times.
There were some bullshit times.
There were some real bullshit times, but we generally made it to round 3. For me, on top of just Fall Guys, last week was pretty busy. But we also played a little bit of Destruction All Stars.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And had annoyances with it.
Yeah, to say the least.
With connecting to the service, right? Wasn't that our issue? It was just like it just kept cutting out and just.
Yeah. A lot of the times it would just cut out, especially, and I never had any problems when I was solo queuing, but trying to play in a party, it was not working. And also, I don't know this for a fact, but I think some of that might be from the very big lack of players actually playing the game. There's definitely a very, very small user base that is still playing it. I mean,
they made some updates to it.
Yeah,
I can't even commentator.
I can't even count the amount of people comments that were just like, yeah, I played it, 6 hours maybe, and uninstalled it, or even less. I mean, a lot of them were like, I played 2 rounds and uninstalled it. And
yeah, it's a huge bummer. They're gonna have to do a ton of work to try to get people back. I think the only way you're gonna get people back is like inserting well-known IP into the game, right? Like a Spyro
crash in there,
all that kind of crap. Yoshida
and
in a car.
And overall, just improve like the game as a whole.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Come back for Crash or Spyro or whatever it may be, Nathan Drake, and then they're just gonna bounce back out again. So I mean, they're gonna have to improve the complaints and take everything that people have been saying and you're gonna have to fix it. And I think there's a lot of potential there, but as it stands now, it's a rough one to play.
Yeah, and I know that when you and I were talking last time, like before this week, there were some changes that made it better. There seemed to be like more damage on cars, which is better. But then the commentator over top of it was really annoying. I did not enjoy that. And then the music just dies. Still, I don't understand why make the music arc with what's going on, but keep it constant, at least at a certain pitch or a certain level. Sorry. I mean, I think it's crazy.
One of the minor things that it ends up being kind of a big complaint. I mean, in order to earn the money that you need to buy like skins and things like that, you have to do challenges. And some of the challenges say use this car's breaker. Well, there's no name for the car. Like you go in there and it's like, this is, I can't remember any of the characters' names at the moment, but like it's this person, but it doesn't tell you what their car name is. So you don't even know who to use. You have to Google it. And then there's not even a good database on that. So it's kind of stupid. And I don't know. I have my complaints, but I had a good time with it for what it was, but I'm also very glad I didn't pay $70. I mean, just being entirely honest.
Yeah, no, this game definitely is not worth that. So
no, and they did actually just announce
how long it's gonna be around.
They announced some updates for it, and it didn't make it into the show because we already got a bunch to talk about. But still, I mean, the actual price of the game is being reduced down to $20. So I mean, that's better price point. But I
mean, I guess, but like. Yeah. Again, I feel like that game should just be free to play because even at $14.99, you buy the game and then you jump in and like it's not just like it's cosmetics like a Fall Guy. Like you get your hero car is what I'm going to call it, your battle car, whatever, has certain mechanics to it.
Yeah, and I had told you the last time we played it, and I played it pretty extensively. I earned enough to like buy basically anything I wanted. I could buy like one skin for a character that I really liked or something like that. And then this last time we logged in, half of my money was gone. And I was also demoted like 3 levels, and I don't understand what happened.
In-game tax.
It was weird. It's like, I know you got to level 13, but you're actually level 9, and we're also going to take that currency away that you earned getting to level 13. It's like,
so I did some research on it, and I think what they basically did was they made things less expensive in terms of like monetary number.
Did they though? Because I went in and looked.
They did, and then in that they shrunk people's earnings, and then on top of that, people were leveling up so much so quickly. Because I mean, it wasn't hard. You played maybe like an hour or 2 hours, and you're like 13 or something like that.
I played like 3 or 4, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but so they also changed that too and shrunk the experience, or extended the experience bar.
They definitely did not reduce the cost of skins, because I went and looked at that because I figured that might have been what happened. And
I thought I saw on Reddit.
Because I had I think just at like 13 because you earn 1,000 each time you level up. So I was at like 13, and I had just enough to buy the skins because they were all 12 something. And now all the skins are still 12 something, or at least the higher end ones. There are some cheaper ones, but I mean, the higher end ones are still 12. Weird.
Well, congrats. I screwed you.
Ooh.
Lucky you. It's great.
Yeah. So our upcoming games, how we always like to start this off after we talk about what we've been playing. February 26th, Bravely Default 2 is coming to Switch.
Nice.
Hot Brass is coming to PC. Katana Kata is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. March 2nd, Harvest Moon One World is coming to Switch. Marquette is coming to PS5 and PS4. Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Stadia. Yakuza Like a Dragon is coming to PS5. On March 3rd, Sir Love-A-Lot is coming to PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And March 4th, Kill It With Fire is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And Ranch Simulator is coming to PC.
That was my name in high school.
Ranch Simulator or Sir Love-A-Lot?
Ranch Simulator. I'm just kidding. I don't like ranch. No, Sir Love-A-Lot. Harvest Moon One World Switch. Awesome.
I completely forgot that a Harvest Moon game was coming out.
Yeah, check that out. If you have never done the Harvest Moon series, by God, get in on her.
Bravely Default reviews started coming out today. They all seem right in the 80 range, 8 out of 10 in that ballpark. So, I mean, pretty good. And everybody was complimenting the art style, which it does use a very nice art style, except for the chibi characters. The chibi characters.
You can't sell Brody on the chibi characters.
I'm out. Yeah. I'm so out.
Wow. Moving on, Xbox games with gold for March. You got Warface Breakout, which is available March 1st to 31st for Xbox Series X, S, and 1. Good God. Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse, or Llama, whatever you want to say it in this country. I don't know. Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. I'm not taking his shit at all because people here call it foyer. So I'm not even, whatever. Who cares? It's available March 16th to April 15th on Xbox Series X, S, and Xbox One. And then your 2 backwards compatible games are Metal Slug 3, available March 1st to the 15th. That's going to be available on One, X, and S, but it's going to be a 360 game. And Port Royale 3 is also a 360 game that's going to be available on X, S, and 1. Good Lord. And that's going to be available March 16th to the 31st. So, hey. At
least we don't say bagel. All right.
Dude, that's why you still saying bagel. Love me a bagel, bro. And everything bagel with cream cheese, baby. All day. All day. It's like when I first moved here, I used to call it pasta instead of pasta.
Pasta?
I'm like, I have a bowl of pasta.
Sounds like you have a bad Boston accent.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, even in Toronto, right? No one says Toronto. Like when I watched them announce the Overwatch map, they're like, and Toronto. I'm like, no, that's Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah.
Toronto. I'm going to get a bagel and some pasta in Toronto.
We just kind of mash our syllables together. I mean, who needs to emphasize certain letters? It's fine.
Love me some Timmy's, a bagel, and big heaping bowl of pasta in Toronto. Let's hit it up, baby. Solid King. You know what you are. Both Foot Locker, baby. Best pad thai in the world. Let's go.
I don't know what just happened, but yeah. So Star Wars Republic Commando is getting an HD remaster. This is set to release on April 6th for PS4 and Nintendo Switch and will cost $14.99.
Cool.
This is being done by, I believe it was Aspire?
Mm-hmm.
Same studio that's doing that Uncle or the Stubbs remake, the zombie game that we talked about from the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, yeah.
But this actually looks pretty good, and this is it's kind of like a cult classic game in a way. I mean, it was probably way more popular after it came out than well after it came out than it was, as it was coming out. But looks pretty cool. I've never given this game a go, but I definitely am thinking about it, especially for Switch. It might be pretty nice game to have.
Hey, Brody, did you know that aside from currently right now what seems to be the world and the United States kicking COVID's butt, we also found a vaccine for yet another virus.
And that might be
Anthem. It's getting canceled, baby.
Damn.
Boom! 2 pandemics. They said we couldn't do it. This country takes everything. Let's fucking do it, baby. Boom. COVID's going down. Still got to be safe. Still got to be careful. Anthem has officially been axed by EA. So the game will remain online as the live service it is today as cases go down. BioWare stated that they have moved their efforts to focus on the upcoming Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles, as well as quality updates to Star Wars The Old Republic. According to Jason Schreier, unblock me, you peasant, the failure of Anthem and the success of Jedi Fallen Order has pushed BioWare to make the upcoming Dragon Age game a single-player RPG rather than the service game it was planned to be. Thanks, Jason, for fucking companies up like that all the time. Appreciate it. If only we could axe Jason Schreier.
I thoroughly enjoy your hatred of
If
Jason
you
Schreier,
put Jason Schreier and Anthem on a 40-inch TV in the same room, I wouldn't be able to tell which is fucking which. In both quality and service to the human race.
I promise, as I was writing these show notes, I didn't intentionally do that. It's just how it fell out, and it was perfect. And after it happened, I couldn't change it. I had to make sure that you had to read off Jason Schreier's name because I know how much you just adore that.
So,
man.
Did I ever tell you what he blocked me from on too? Like the tweet?
Yeah,
no,
but I don't remember.
Well, so I sent a tweet about like how he was talking about. I think it was like the grinding of like teams and stuff like that for like Cyberpunk and all that shit. And so I did that one. I didn't get blocked. Then I said in a comment on one of his said, I bet you this is the kind of guy that eats grapes off the stem. And he blocked me.
That's what you got blocked.
That's what I got blocked for.
What a petty thing to fucking block somebody.
Jason Schreier eats grapes off the stem. And he blocked me
to get out.
I guess not. He doesn't like grapes.
That's crazy. Also, I mean, aside from our clear love of Jason Schreier, Dragon Age being a service is a fucking awful idea. Absolutely fuck that. I want nothing to do with that. I'm already terrified for how this next Dragon Age is going to come out because, I mean, they haven't been killing it lately. I like Dragon Age, and I just I don't know about this.
So all joking aside, I mean, we wanted Anthem to do well when it first came out. I mean, we spent a good amount of time on it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good, and it was hyped up, and it didn't look like what it was supposed to look like. It didn't play like what we were told it was supposed to play like, and it's just an overpromise and underdeliver. And you need to nail it, right? It's a hit-driven industry. You need to nail it first time, dude.
Yeah, and I think my favorite part about that was how, I mean, we played the beta for it, put quite a bit of time into that beta, and decided absolutely we're not getting this game. Like, just no. At least not now, not off the bat. This game is not what we want. And we had some buddies that really, really went in on it. They played a lot of it, and they're like, "Oh, it's great, it's great, it's great." And then all of a sudden, they got to the end of the actual story, and they hated it again. They're like, "There's nothing to do. It's terrible." Yeah. And like that tune changed.
They took one for the team.
They did. I mean, I appreciate that they played it because I wasn't going to after that beta, unless they fixed a lot of things. And after a year and a half of working on Anthem Next, which was supposed to fix it, they have now entirely scrapped that, which, I mean, is damn near half of the development of a normal game.
Yeah.
And just down the shitter. So I would much rather them focus on Dragon Age and Mass Effect, especially because they have to nail these. If they don't nail these, I mean, BioWare is essentially going to cease to exist at this point. I mean, nobody's going to give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mass Effect will save them no matter what, but yeah, they'll be a much smaller team.
Well, I mean, Andromeda was not good, and if they put out another bad Mass Effect game, that fan base is going to move on to something else. I don't know what else there is. Maybe they'll just keep playing the original trilogy or this trilogy remastered when it comes out or whatever, but one way or another, they can't afford to have another bad Mass Effect. They haven't necessarily had a bad Dragon Age yet. But The Last Dragon Age was a long time ago, and it was very different from what Dragon Age normally is. And some people liked it, some people didn't really care for it, but it wasn't necessarily a bad game. So, I mean, BioWare's really got to watch their shit at this point, and they really got to make sure that they nail these upcoming games. And wasting time on Anthem, I agree with EA. This shouldn't be happening at this point, and move on.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Mr. Jason Schreier will let us know if something bad's happening, as he works for the same publication that makes articles that says top 10 cats in the movie Cats.
Oh yeah,
credible.
It just
credible.
Wonderful. So the Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.2 has been delayed. This game just cannot catch a break. The patch was supposed to be one of the largest updates the game has received up to this point. It was supposed to definitely go after a lot of bugs and some quality of life improvements and things of that nature that would make this game maybe closer to enjoyable.
Yeah.
The patch has now been pushed back until the second half of March. I believe it was supposed to happen either at the end of this month or beginning of March.
It's supposed to happen at the end of February.
Yeah. And CD Projekt Red cites the cyber attack as the major reason that this update will be pushed back a few weeks. And rightfully so. It sucks. This game really needs something at this point, and we've shit on it a lot, right? And but
the world has.
I don't take that back, but at the same time, now I do want, for the developer's sake and the people that have worked so hard on this, I really do want to see this game succeed and do better going forward. And I think we've talked about it extensively. I think there is that potential there, but they got to get these patches out. Mm-hmm. And obviously, I mean, the cyber attack that they had at CD Projekt Red is not helping that by any means. I am surprised that it pushed it back almost a month, unless those files got messed with that they had for the patch. But I also think part of the reason is they just weren't ready to actually push out this patch. So I think it's a mixture of
weeks auditing their code, dude, so that make sure that no one injected anything that was going to be deployed. But at this point in time, I think Sony's probably going to put them right back into like the most standard cert process possible. As a developer, seeing as what happened. I
certainly think so. Yeah.
Well, never mind, not Sony. I mean, I guess Xbox, because it's not.
Is it not back on PlayStation stores yet?
I don't think so.
Really? I didn't even pay any attention to that. That's interesting. I hadn't heard anything about it, but
I want to your point too. I want to see, like, it's a bummer because I want this game to do well. I want this game to come out as the game it was supposed to come out as, because there's so many people that worked so many years on this thing, and I definitely want to see the developers see their vision come to life, right? So fully. Am I right that it's not on there?
Holy shit, it's not. Yeah. That's insane. I guess for some reason inside my head, I was just thinking that it would be back by now, but it is definitely not.
No, it was crashing consoles and shit, dude. I
mean, fair enough, yeah.
That's making things not work.
Why I have not touched it.
That's part of why I haven't touched it on my PS5 either.
I'm
not doing that.
I'm sorry, I care way more about my PS5 than I do playing Cyberpunk right now. I can wait.
Yeah. I'm down to wait too. There will be a Pokemon present today if you're listening to the audio version of the podcast. Correct?
Presents. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
For the audio version, there will be one today. It's the 26th.
Yeah. So it'll be a Pokemon present.
It's always weird because we go live the day before, so it's really hard to word things because some people watch us live, and that's cool.
That's cool.
And I don't want to exclude those people.
Anyways, there'll be a Pokemon Presents today for listening to the audio version of the podcast, or 26th for those who are watching live right now, at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. So there have been no official announcements of what will be shown off. There's just been tons of speculation from fans. Predictions?
I think it would make sense that they're going to go with like a remake of Gen 2. I mean, I imagine they're going to start making their way back through a lot of this stuff, but they've also done Gen 2 before. So I think a lot of the speculation is that they're going to move on to Gen 4, I believe, is the next one that hasn't been redone at this point.
Which one is that? What is that?
Gen 4.
Is that Ruby?
I think that's Gen 3.
So we're talking Diamond and Pearl?
I don't know. I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're talking Diamond and Pearl.
For Pokemon.
I would personally like to see a Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald be redone.
Yeah, I agree.
I would love to see that. I would also love to see a Silver and Gold be done.
Yeah, it's Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum.
Okay.
So
yeah. So, I mean, I think Gold and Silver would be great. I think Gold and Silver would be fantastic because one, you have people in our generation that remember the shit out of that game, and then it would be so different to people who have just been introduced to Pokemon in the last 6, 7, 10 years actually, that I think people would actually want to jump into it.
I just whatever we get, I just hope it is not Let's Go. Like
I don't think it will be.
They were just too hand-holdy, and I mean, not that Pokemon has ever really been difficult, but there was just something about that was overly hand-holdy to the point that it was just exhausting.
No, I mean, for sure. I mean, it was like baby's first Pokemon, right? I think we'll probably see, we'll see a new game. I think we might see some DLC for Sword and Shield.
Some more?
Yeah. On
top of Tundra and the Frozen Tundra and that other one. Isle of Armor.
Yeah, I think we'll see another one for this summer season. And then I think we'll see Detective Pikachu 2, like a movie, be announced.
Oh, a movie? Okay. Yeah.
Because Detective Pikachu number 1 went really well. And then I think we'll see like merchandise stuff, like how you've seen with Mario. You'll see like, you can get like Pokemon Levi's and stuff like that. And probably special edition Switch.
Maybe.
And maybe a hint at new Pokemon game coming. But like super, super bare hint. Like super bare. Like, oh, and here's a DLC for, Sword and Shield. And hey, we're working on the next installment of the Pokemon franchise. And that's it. And probably something about the card game. Pokemon's blowing up hard right now.
There's still supposed to be there was supposed to be another Detective Pikachu game that we haven't heard about in a really long time. Pokemon Sleep was supposed to come out last year, and we never heard anything about it.
That's
so
true.
There's some odds and end things that smaller things. I mean, Detective Pikachu, the game, whatever. I mean, it's also not for us, right? Like that is very much. We're not the target audience. Yeah. Not that Pokemon in general is targeted at us, to be fair, but in a way it is because we grew up on it, right? So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm just kind of hoping for something that doesn't suck. And honestly,
go ahead.
The last DLC both the DLCs for Pokemon weren't terrible. The second one was better than the first,
but they weren't great.
They still weren't great. I mean, it still wasn't. It wasn't a great Pokemon game in itself.
No, it was like whatever.
But I mean, I want something better. I just want them to improve upon what they have there. But they just tend to stick to what they know, and sometimes I would say there's not a fault in that. But when you've been doing it for almost 30 years, there might be a problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, I also think, like, to be honest with you, to play devil's advocate, it's probably a problem with us. Because we're playing different games. I mean, you put like your kid in there, right? Like, your kid doesn't care. They're just going to play the next Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. It's the same game essentially over and 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 over.
Maybe we're smarter now.
Certainly not.
I'd like to think so, but maybe not.
I mean, there's also an argument to be made that like the industry has changed so much that
for sure.
But again, it's still one of the most popular media franchises of all time, and also one of the highest selling. So, I mean, clearly, I don't know a damn thing. So.
I think we'll see another announcement. I think that announcement will be that there'll be a Pokemon Land coming to Universal Studios Japan and Orlando. And the reason why that is because they did a filing where they got the trademark to use for Pokemon.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So I think we'll get like a hint of that. I think it's gonna be very like Mario 35-esque, to be honest with you. I doubt we'll get like a Pokemon collection. If we do, it's going to be like Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Ranch and all this stuff like together.
Spin-offs.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's not going to be like, get Blue and Ruby and blah, 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 like right. What would be cool is if they were like, hey, for $60, you can just like ports, okay? Not like a remaster, but just ports. You can get Blue, Sapphire, and another derivative that fits into the water theme, and then there's a red and blah blah blah, and you get like a 3-pack or something for $60. Cool. That'd be pretty neat. But
for $60, I'd probably get that.
Yeah,
perfectly
right.
Honest.
No, you just quickly spin it up, and then you'll probably see something like Lego deal or something like that, and stuff like that. Is what I think. Yeah. At least I don't think it's me.
I know they used to have a deal with Mega Bloks, and I know that
they did, but they have it now with Lego.
I think it is. Yeah, it is with Lego now. But their Mega Bloks deal is awful because my oldest has a Pikachu, and its head falls off on a regular basis because Mega Bloks.
Mega Bloks was always crap.
Yeah, they were not good.
I mean, they were cheap, a lot cheaper than Lego, but for good reason.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones that had like the arms, instead of like sticking in, they were like the arms and legs were all like on like ball joints, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Because they had like the little Halo figures and stuff there for a while too. It's amazing that they were able to land some of the deals that they did because, man, they sucked.
Well, at the time, Lego was hurting.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, even like the Halo one's been recent, and then
really?
The Pikachu one's recent too. I mean, my 8-year-old has it, and he's only had it for
probably
a year or two, maybe.
Probably like royalty shit where Microsoft's like, oh wow, we'll get 30% with them instead of 10% from Lego.
Probably. It's always about money.
Easy to license, always. And who's ever going to come up with the most cash, right? With the MG. So, cool.
PlayStation dropped a mildly interesting tidbit.
Yeah,
blog.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a very PlayStation heavy episode at the end of this, but anyway, in a blog post this week, PlayStation briefly, and I emphasize briefly,
very briefly,
announced that they will have a new version of PlayStation VR for the PlayStation 5. The big takeaways here are everything's enhanced, so better resolution field of view, allow for high fidelity visuals, also promises better tracking and input from the controllers, which is a great thing. Single cord connection rather than the previous 3-cord connection, which is always good. Less cords, less hassle, way better. There will be a new VR controller that will have some DualSense features. They haven't really talked about what exactly that means and what all we will be getting, but there will be some of the DualSense. Obviously, you got your haptic feedbacks and stuff like that. And this will not be releasing this year. So we'll probably see it, obviously, in 2022, I would think.
Yep.
They should at least get the last version of PlayStation VR working on the PlayStation 5, I would think, but apparently not. So
didn't they say it can't work?
Yeah, I think it's a hardware issue.
I thought they came out and said, "Hey, like you can't do it."
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think that's very poor design, especially when you aren't going to have VR launch in the first year that the new console's out.
PSVR wasn't really that old, was it? Was it like 2-3 years?
I think it's probably 4 years, maybe.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, you look it up. Yeah, I think I'm excited for this new VR. I do want to get into VR, but it seems pointless to buy one at this point because I don't have my PS4 anymore.
October 13th, 2016.
2016, so 5 years. Or almost 5 years. 4.5.
4.
Yeah.
4 in a couple months.
Yeah, 4.5. Give or take. We're almost
4 in
March.
2 months.
4 in 2 months.
Yes.
October?
Oh, shit.
To March.
Apologize.
It's not December.
My apologies.
But anyway, I do want this new VR. I am going to end up getting it eventually. My kids are starting to get to the point where they want to play VR.
Oh, God.
I've wanted to try it just for the sake of trying it, more or less.
I feel like your kids' generation is a generation to make VR actually big. Because for us, we're just kind of like,
I agree.
I just sit down with the controller. My nephew got an Oculus Quest, and I mean that's cool. I've no want or need to get an Oculus. I mean, any VR. I look at the games and I'm like, yeah, I can just play on my TV. and not get a headache.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be playing all of the games by any means, but I would like to play games like Beat Saber. I know that's stupid to buy.
You only want to play Beat Saber is the statement you want to stay. Yeah, right. So hey,
I would play Astrobot.
It's like you could do that with PlayStation Move if they did it, but it would take away from being immersed into it. But you know what I mean? It's like I don't know.
The thing is, like, I do see this moving forward though. Like I know a lot of it is very tech demo-y now, but I do see it moving forward in the future. Like you said, that my kids' generation are going to probably be the generation that pushes us forward. We are the generation that grew up with these gigantic VCR fucking things you strapped to your face and you look through, and it was
Virtual
the worst
Boy.
VR. Yeah, it was the worst virtual reality you could ever imagine. And that was cool though. That was the gimmicky thing.
Or people got soured. People got soured from VR because their mom would go to, it'd be Black Friday or Boxing Day for those in the rest of the world. And they pick up, the $15 headset that you throw your fucking phone into.
Right.
And it's got basically just magnifying glasses on the other end. And everyone's trying like, oh my God, no. I think the biggest thing they should be doing is just supplementing it into games. So like God of War. If I buy God of War, right, I should be able to also strap on, the $300 headset that I buy, and then I can play God of War in VR like through Kratos' eyes.
Yeah. I mean, but then you're essentially creating a whole new game because now you have to change your camera angle on everything and change it to a first-person game, which plays entirely different than a third-person game.
Yeah,
I mean, so
I think that would break barriers because I mean, there's two kinds of people. There's people that want to either be immersed in more of the games that they currently play, and then so far what we've seen is that VR games are just like a totally different breed of game.
Right.
Like I've yet to see.
They have to be.
I don't think so.
I think they have to be.
I mean,
most people can't handle the motion in it. So if you have the motion of God of War where you're fighting giant trolls and fighting
shit.
Like for one, people are going to throw up everything they've eaten in a day.
Yeah, sure.
And for two, somebody's going to get knocked the fuck out because they got too close while I'm trying to fight a troll. I don't. Most of these games use it like a teleport for movement because it's the best way to implement it in there.
Yeah.
And so these games have to be specifically designed. I mean, Nintendo did a half-ass version of a VR with Breath of the Wild, and nobody talked about it. It came out, it was there, it was a thing for a brief moment, and then nobody talked about it again because that game was not designed to be a VR game. I think there is an aspect of it that you just can't throw it into anything. And people talked about, right when it came out, the Breath of the Wild VR, they briefly talked about it and basically said, it's cool for the puzzles, but I mean, the fighting is terrible and things like that. And I don't know if we're quite to the point because we have to figure out a way to also make it where people aren't getting sick. They have to figure out a way to control that motion sickness, but for some, it's not going to work. I mean,
so
some people just
here's my theory on that too.
Yeah.
Is that one, I don't think every game should do that, right? But I mean like a racing game, throw that fucker in there.
Oh, a racing game's a no-brainer.
Every single racing game should have the option to go and put it on and boom and jump into it. But it's not there.
Right.
But I think
can you imagine Rocket League in VR?
Oh my, yeah, like that's an example. You can't do that, right?
No,
so
God, no.
But what you could do is in a Rocket League, you could do it where you make it almost like tabletop.
Yeah, I mean...
So you give the experience that you would see through your screen, but you give the ability to look around more like this.
Yeah.
But you're not through the car. You're like, glued to a post or something, or like you're above and you're arcading it. I mean, that's the only way you do that. But I also think that just like how with smartphones and with video games itself, I think this generation, like your kids' generation, aren't going to be susceptible to motion sickness nearly as much as us. Yeah, I mean, how many times have you played a video game like when you're a kid and your parents are like, I can't even look at the screen, I'm getting motion sickness?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Right. So I think this generation literally will build up that tolerance.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that'll just eradicate a lot of this shit where it's like, man, we get motion sick at this and at that. And I think that's gonna be the big dealio for them. Plus, they've also grown up with this kind of halfway between stuff with augmented reality, right? So they understand that things can exist in a different world, which sounds crazy. I mean, that sounds like something that you would like write in like a space novel. But they cognitively understand that something can exist when it doesn't actually exist within reality itself. It's crazy.
Quantum physics.
Your kids are like quantum physics masters now already at like 8.
We are on the verge of having to sit down and talk about the movie Primer, like just one step away.
Yeah. I mean, instead of the birds and the bees, you're going to be having a quantum physics chat. No, son, this isn't real. You know that.
But it's also real.
But it's in my phone. It's right there. It's not real, son. This is cool. I'm excited. I'm curious to see what it's going to be priced at. It's going to be expensive.
I imagine it's going to be very expensive.
I mean, what's Oculus right now? If I want to go buy an Oculus Quest, let's see here. What is that?
Oculus Quest 2 is right around $350, I think.
$300, $299.
300
right now, yeah. $299 for the Oculus Quest 2, 64 gigabyte.
Yeah.
So I mean, you would have to compete with that.
Yeah, PlayStation VR, I believe, is also still around $300, but most of the time it comes like bundled with the Move controllers and a game or two.
You do get a game in Oculus.
What game?
I think you get Beat Saber.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because Facebook bought them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, let me see here. How much does it cost to buy one of these bad boys? $350 for the PlayStation VR Marvel's Iron Man VR bundle, which comes with the Move Cam, the Move, and the actual headset itself.
The Move Cam and the Move to have. Right, you pretty much have to have them,
all of it,
for a lot of it, and so at that point it's like, well,
yeah, $350.
It basically costs $350.
Yeah, no. So I mean, they already come out $350. They already don't compete with Quest 2, but I mean, the technology's gotten definitely a lot cheaper. So perhaps,
I could see it launching at like $350 and eventually be a pretty regular find at like $300 or so.
That being said, who knows what semiconductor supply chains are like?
This is also true.
Over the next year, right? Good God, they had to shut down Tesla.
Yeah,
because they couldn't make cars. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. Moving on from that, PlayStation Play at Home is returning this year as well. So think of it as a PlayStation COVID care package, a stimulus package. The Play at Home initiative will start in March and run through June. Starting March 1st, Ratchet & Clank, the 2016 edition, will be available for free for the whole month, which is great. Now, does that mean it goes away at the end of the month?
No, you get to keep it.
Okay, all right, cool.
You get to keep it.
And then
you have to claim it by March 31st.
And this will be an addition on top of the games with PlayStation Plus games. Okay.
And I believe this is going to work similar to like how some of these free PlayStation 5 games have been. I think you can claim it from the app, and I think that one specifically is a PlayStation 4 game. So I think you can actually get it on PlayStation 4 as well.
Isn't this game? You can just get this right now for anyways free with the PlayStation Plus collection, can't you? I'm pretty sure I downloaded that. Yeah, okay. So you can just get it now if you want.
But that's where you have to have the PlayStation 5 or know somebody that has a PlayStation 5 sign in. Yeah, whatever.
And then starting March 25th, an exclusive free trial for Funimation will last for 3 months, which is that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a good deal. More details for the initiative will be announced also in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure we'll see probably, I would assume, maybe 1 or 2 more games.
What's really interesting about that to me is the fact that like PlayStation owns, or more Sony owns Funimation.
Yes.
But Microsoft has actually done quite a bit of things where they give out like a free month of Funimation or something like that as well. So
Sony
it's kind of interesting.
Also wants to completely own anime in every way possible.
They are absolutely moving that way.
So they're acquiring everything up that they possibly can for anime.
They just bought up Crunchyroll not too long ago.
Yep. So
all under Aniplex now, I believe, is what they're the name.
That, yeah. So Sony's really trying to scoop all that. I mean, anime is a huge market. It's a massive market, even in North America now too. It keeps growing.
Yeah. It seems like not everybody, but a lot more people watch anime now. Than
Absolutely everyone.
Everyone watches anime. No, but I mean, yeah, awesome. I've already used Funimation before, but I have a lot of
3
emails.
months. Free. Ooh, heads up too. Can I do a little PSA here while we're out like talking about streaming stuff? If you have, I believe in April is when it ends. Apple TV Plus, your free membership, because everyone got like 6 months or a year, and then it got bumped up by another 6 months during COVID. That's ending April. So if you don't want to pay for it, make sure you're signing your Apple ID and cancel that subscription. If you do want to pay for it, cool. I actually me and Janona started watching Mythic Quest.
It's great.
I love it.
I loved it. Very good.
Pooty shoe.
I need to go back. I don't know if they've added any new episodes.
No, so there's only one season, but here's the catch. Here's the reason why I say that for April. So I think it's April is when it starts. But the Ted Lasso and Mythic Quest are both having season 2 come, but it's right when the free version ends, so that people have to pay.
That sounds about right.
Which also lines up with Apple's next quarter.
Ooh, look at that. It's like they planned it.
Unbelievable, Mr. Cook. Unbelievable.
So we do have a small info dump that is some more PlayStation stuff. This comes from an interview between GQ and Jim Ryan, big boss man over there at PlayStation. Yep. There are more PlayStation games planned to come to PC as PlayStation has finally seen the value in these ports. Gran Turismo 7 has been pushed back to 2022, but Returnal, Ratchet & Clank, Ripped Apart, and Horizon Forbidden West are still expected to launch this year. The Uncharted movie and The Last of Us TV show are still on track. Whatever the hell that means for the Uncharted movie, because it hasn't been on track since it started.
No.
They have now had to cast different people for different roles because it's taken so long. They also talked about the upcoming VR headset and some of those changes as well, and the PlayStation at Home initiative, but we got official blog post for that, so that's where we got our information and already talked about it at this point. So
I watched a fantastic interview between these British YouTubers and Tom Holland where they just wanted to mess with Tom Holland, and the British guy sits down with him, and obviously Tom Holland is British, right? And he sits down, he's like, why are you faking a British accent? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, why are you faking a British accent? You're American. He's like, no, I play an American in the movies, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no. Why are you, you're making fun of my accent, aren't you? And they went back and forth on it on purpose. And he just like, at the end of it, they let him go and was like, oh, you know, we're just fucking with you. But like, he was so confused. He thought for sure this guy thought he was just dead serious that he was American. I mean, all the roles he plays.
Yeah.
It's crazy, though, when you look at all the British actors, right, that end up like, I mean, Rey in Star Wars, Finn in Star Wars, half the cast of Star Wars. Fucking R2-D2 is probably British, we just don't know it. So, beep, 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 boop. R2, you need to put on your American. Oh, right. Whoa! Instead, boop, 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 boop. Anyways, here's your PlayStation State of Play rundown. Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time was announced. This showed off new PS5 features, including native 4K 60 frames per second, adaptive triggers, 3D audio, and activity cards. So now you can hear that 3D spatial audio. I actually don't know if it's spatial audio or not. They might have just like branded 3D audio to get around not getting the actual moniker.
Kind of spatial.
Yeah, it's like an in-betweener.
I hated it personally.
Yeah.
I was using it, but
and the native 4K 60 frames per second, that'd be great. I love playing my console games 60 frames per second. Love it a lot.
I'm excited for this update for Crash. I mean,
maybe you'll be able to jump better.
Probably not. Still gonna suck at it. It's fine.
Yeah. Then we gotta look at Returnal. We got gameplay and a peek at some story bits of it. Not much though.
They're hyping
it up.
They are hyping it up. I mean, this is like a mixture of Control and Doom is like kind of what it feels like to me.
That's a good analogy.
And then also some like horror bits in there. Like, you know, at the end of that little trailer, she's like walking into her house and things, and like a house out in the middle of space essentially. And like, you can just tell something fucked up's going to happen. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, the movement and stuff felt very much like Control, where you're kind of zooming around and things. And then like all the aliens that you're fighting are very much like Doom demons, and they all have special abilities and things. And it looks neat. I don't know if it's something I will actually get into though.
Yeah, something scary is going to happen, and it ain't taxes. Knockout City got shown off as well. There's a deep dive into gameplay that we saw, and showed off 2 modes: 1v1 face-off and 3v3 team KO. A cross-play beta will begin soon, and the game will launch officially on May 31st. So, hey,
this is just another trailer of what was announced during the Nintendo Direct, and at least, I mean, you got to see a little bit more of it, and
we will play the beta.
We will play the beta. Yeah, we will play the beta.
We will try this out for people and give them what they think it is. Then we looked at God, what is this? Sifu, which is beat 'em up launching later this year. It also has a new mechanic where you get older each time you die.
This looked kind of cool. I am actually pretty interested in this. I don't know. I'm not a big like roguelike player, which obviously this is kind of that realm.
People are gonna like think after all this stuff where we're like, yeah, I'm not like VR, I'm not a big boo-boo. They're like, these guys just play fucking Fall Guys.
One guy only plays Persona. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But this does look cool, and like the aging of your character as you die was really neat. They kind of showed a bunch of different stages of that, and it looks really neat.
That's pretty neat. Then we got to look at Solar Ash. This is from the creators of Hyperlight Drifter. We got a gameplay deep dive with some story bits in it, and this is launching later this year. So cool looking game.
Game focuses so heavily on movement that I really hope they do nail that movement, because if it's not perfect, it's going to be very, very rough.
Yeah.
But it does look cool. A really neat art style and very unique.
Yeah. Then we got to look at Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which we got a look at this all the way back at the launch of or announced, like reveal, I guess, of the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
It's part of a lot of stuff. So we got the new story trailer with some simple gameplay in it. I mean, it's a pretty simple game to begin with. And it's still still set to launch later this year. And from what I understand, it's going to be launching on like damn near everything. Everything from your PlayStation 5 to an iPad.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I still don't understand the craze behind this series. It's weird. It's
kids.
Kids are creepy, man. This game's kind of weird looking.
Yeah, no. They understand quantum physics better than us.
Fair enough. That explains it all.
There you go. And then we got to look at Oddworld Soulstorm. So they showed off a bunch of gameplay, including support for haptic feedback and 3D audio. This is launching April 6th and will be free on PlayStation Plus for PS5 players at launch. That's cool. This thing has been in every freaking thing possible.
Oh, absolutely. It's been,
which is fine. I mean, it's going to be free for us at launch. I get it. Will I play it? Don't know. I'm a big fan of Oddworld. Just people are gonna be like, "What?" Who are in that collective group of 5 people? But they'll listen to this show. I just don't think we're artsy enough as a show.
No, probably
we're definitely not. I mean, I just made R2D2 have a British accent. Do you think instead of going wow, he'd actually be like, "Oh my goodness"? What?
I'm still stuck on the bebop.
Beep bop boop. Beep bop beepity beep bop boop.
Yeah, no, I'm not an Oddworld guy either. But boy, this has been in everything. I feel like we've seen this game a million times at this point.
We have.
Yeah, we have. And I don't know why there's such a marketing push behind this because
they paid for it.
I guess
but they had to have paid for it. They gave a lump sum of money.
Game,
yeah, they gave a shit ton of money.
How did they have a shitload of money to give for it? It's not that huge of a studio.
No, Sony bought it for PS Plus.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Sony gave a shitload of money.
Gotcha. I was going to say.
And then Sony's like, man, we got to market this.
Yeah.
I mean, they give it, and then they're like, well, we should market the shit out of this because, it might sell some PlayStation 5s. I doubt it. But it's going to get people, going maybe PlayStation Plus or upgrade. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? It's going to keep people playing PlayStation.
Maybe there's more Oddworld fans than
there are. There's a lot. It's pretty nuts how many there are. So, we'll see. Huh. Then we got to look at Kena. Is it Kena or Kena? It's Kena, right? Kena? Okay, shit. Mm-hmm. It's Kena Bridge of Spirits. We got the story trailer for that, and this will release on August 24th.
This looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good. This gameplay's still like kind of up in the air as to what exactly it is. They showed off a little bit, but it was mainly just walking around there. Like, but this thing's gorgeous. Looks really good. Is
the emphasis on it being more gorgeous? And you go, this thing is more gorgeous because you just did that. You're
I don't know.
This thing is gorgeous.
I'm just like touching my face because my beard's starting to grow back in, and I'm like, it's there. I missed it.
Hi, my friend. Hi, friend. And then we gotta look at Deathloop. Yet another gameplay / story trailer. Keep getting Deathloop. No launch date.
So much Deathloop.
No launch date in the trailer.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't, was it?
But we have a launch date.
We do have a launch. It may have showed at the end. I don't remember now. I don't know. All the Deathloop trailers kind of run together at this point because there's been a lot of those. We've seen it more than Oddworld.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a Deathloop watching it. I get the game now. I understand. Yeah. I understand that. I'm living the game.
The release date is May 21st.
Crazy.
So there's that.
That's 4 days for my birthday.
Ooh, Look at that.
Fun fact, I share the same birthday with Arthur.
Oh, like the marsupial?
Yeah.
Or whatever the
not
hell
a person, is. The marsupial. Yeah. The fucking aardvark.
Okay, yeah. I don't even think he's a marsupial. Are aardvarks marsupials? No, they aren't.
I don't know. Let me see.
I don't know why I wanted to say he was a marsupial.
What animal?
I would say he's...
Is Arthur.
It's Arthur.
He's a brown aardvark.
And an aardvark's not a marsupial though, right?
Oh god, is an aardvark.
Marsupials specifically carry their spawn in their in a pouch, right?
The aardvark is the only surviving member of the family. Fuck. Oricitera podata. End of the order. Of the order, what are these fucking royal? The mages and shit? Of the order, we got an aardvark mage? And of the order Tebula dentata, for the same reason aardvarks bear a striking first glance resemblance to the marsupial bandicoots.
Hey, I was close.
Bilbies and numbats of Australia. Fuck, man. Which are not placental mammals at all.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Aardvarks are mammals.
Okay. So are marsupials.
Jesus.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, would you look at that?
Yeah. The only reason I know that is in an episode when I was a kid, I would go to this babysitter's house after school, me and my brother. And she was a nice lady. But she also fucking hated kids. And I don't know why she decided to be a babysitter. And we watched an episode and said that DW's birthday is not until after 6 months, which her birthday is November 25th. And I did the math as a kid, 2 years later, of course, when I was smart enough because I was dumb as shit. And I went, oh my God. And then I absolutely, even at a young age, I had to do the research just like we did on that stupid shit about the aardvark. And I remember being in like a bookstore and they had or Scholastic Fair or something like that. And they had an Arthur calendar. And I was like, this is my chance. And they showed Arthur's birthday in the calendar, May 25th. I'm like, oh shit. Arthur had the same birthday.
Look at that.
You know, there it is. There it is, dude. Moving on. We got to look at Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. This will bring with it graphical updates that include updated textures, fog effects, new lighting effects, performance and graphic modes, quicker load times, classic difficulty mode, photo mode. Neat. Plus, it will include a whole new episode. This will launch on April 10th and will be a free upgrade to those that already own it. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. That is, if you own that. So,
I'm excited. I don't think I'll play back through the whole remake, but I will absolutely jump in and play the new episode because the new episode looked great. What they showed off was really, really cool. Again, I never really got into Final Fantasy VII as a kid, so this is essentially my first kind of entrance into that whole world. And
you're a noob.
From what I understand, this episode is actually based on a different story, like a side story from Final Fantasy VII.
Okay. Which one?
Don't know. Not entirely.
One of 300, right? I mean, it's a good game, series, but
I didn't have a whole lot of time to dive into this too much to see what this comes from and where all of this new episode is based on or anything. Because I mean, essentially watched it right before we did the show and had enough time to write the show notes, and that's about it. But no, this looks really, really good. And as always, I mean, Final Fantasy games look gorgeous, and they did a really good job.
Mm-hmm. And that wrapped up the state of play, which state of play.
State of plays just really generally aren't all that exciting.
I mean, I would put this on the level of the last Nintendo Direct.
I would say there are more things on the last Nintendo Direct that I'm excited for than there was in this Direct.
Ooh, we coming out swinging.
And there was
bold statement.
2 things that I was excited for in the last Nintendo Direct. There is
and one of them was a Pro controller.
Okay, 3 things. In this, there is one thing I'm interested in, and it's only a update to a game that I already beat, and 2 games that I am remotely watching, which would be that Sifu and Kina Bridge of Spirits. Other than that,
we give this one out of 5.
A beep-bop, babe.
I thought you were going to say, like, from Mythic Quest with Pooty Shoe, I give this one 4 B-holes. The game was 4 B-holes! Oh, my God. What a great show. Honestly, nails exactly what it's like. Honest to God, it's hilarious. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for our show. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast. You, too, can do what someone did to me last week and send me a DM of just a photo of a beignet.
Really?
Yeah, a guy named Chris just came on there and said, hey, here's a beignet.
All right.
And I went, thanks. It was just a PNG, like it was just a photo, and it was like a PNG, like a shit photo that just said, here's a beignet. And mind you, like Mardi Gras is like, we're like 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks past Mardi Gras. First, I don't even fucking celebrate Mardi Gras. Like, I've been in New Orleans once in my life, and it was in like fucking August.
Well, thanks, Chris, for the beignet. What? Huh?
Yeah. And I mean, the amount of bots too that also follow us, it's great. Love it. It's fantastic. You like the amount of bots that are like, hey, I have an OnlyFans. And it's like, do you?
Click on this very suspicious link.
Yeah.
No.
Click on my Bitly link here.
I like my phone. I like my computer. I also would like to keep my job, so I'm not going to click on it at work. So, no.
Oh, my God. Every time it's like, hey, this bot just liked 17 things of it. And then, like, you click the profile, like, oh, that's kind of nice of that person. You click the photo, it pops up, and it's like, your tits are out. That's not, you're not a human.
No. And all of your pictures.
You are. Someone is.
Yes.
Those are someone's tits. But they've been stolen. They're stolen tits. And now a robot owns those tits.
Are uploaded within the last 4 hours, and you've sent out 952 friend requests in the last 7 minutes. Yeah. There seems to be an issue.
To everyone that follows me. Thank you.
Weird. Yeah. Very weird.
And then your profile says followed by blah, 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 blah. Anyways, join us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Diggity or Diggity Gaming, and you'll find us there in all of our sweet, sweet glory. And you'll be able to go back and look at our beautiful faces. Join us live also Thursday nights at around 9-ish Eastern time. Because we've got people that live in France. We've got people that live in even more exotic lands like California. And, they have different times than us. It's okay. It's fine. The French do what the French want to do in California. Well, they just don't give a fuck about anybody, to be honest with you. I mean, I've definitely learned that.
We after have moving more in here. Common with France than we do California at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely in our state, for sure. Guys, you also remember to subscribe to our podcast. We're available on every podcast platform there is known to man and woman. And share that with your friends everywhere. Please, for the love of God, please do it. You can find me on PlayStation Network. My PSN is Maple Jeff.
Mine is Luscious Brody. And I also wanted to plug our friends' podcast platform, Cephalopod.
Oh, yeah.
Good friends of ours that we've met through this wonderful gaming podcast.
Amongst all the beignets. Amongst all the beignets and stolen robot tits, we've made some great friends.
Yes, and they made a cool podcast app, so go check it out. It's called Cephalopod.
Yeah, but anyway, cool name.
Yes, Luscious Brody. I'm on PlayStation. I'm also on Xbox, and everywhere else, I am Luscious Brody. Is my
even OnlyFans. What?
Yeah. What? Hey!
Get them feet. Oof.
Oh, I'm working at Steel Mill. I got boot feet, man. You don't want that.
Dude, there's probably a market.
Oh, well, maybe I'll tap into that market. Side hustle, baby. Let's go.
I don't know if the wife would be proud of that or not.
If it pays for vacation, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, she's like, hey, we're going to Disney World because of... tells your kid, you behave, we're going to Disney World because of your father's feet.
Tell him thanks for sending feet pictures to random strangers on the internet.
All because someone just wrote, show me them toes. Guys, leave us a review. It helps us out a ton. On any of the podcast platforms, when you leave us a review or you rate the show, anything like that, it gets us exposed on those shows or on those platforms, and gives us more exposure and featured. And thank you to those who have left us reviews. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't, consider it, especially if you listen to this podcast and you've made it all the way to the end here where we're talking about feet. Because that's where the internet generally ends up going. And until next time, guys, we will see you later. Take care. Take care of each other. And just be nice to people. See you.
DM Jeff feet pics.
No. God, please no. And no more beignets.